Are y'all thinking about moving to Texas and you're trying to figure out, is it a good fit for you? Today I'm going to tell y'all 11 things so that you know a little bit more about Texas and you can decide if that's a place you want to move to. And we're going to start right now. So the first thing is job opportunities. You really do have tons of job opportunities in Texas. First of all, you have oil and gas, which is huge here. You see a lot of that in West Texas. Healthcare is also a really big job opportunity in Texas. There's an aging population, and so there is always the demand for doctors and RNs and medical assistants and just health aides in general. So if that's your field, Texas could be a great place for you to move to. The next thing is construction. There is so much construction and growth going on in Texas, as y'all know, so there are so many job opportunities in the construction field. And the next thing is sales and marketing. That is a huge, huge market right now, as many people are trying to reach out to marketing companies to help them in their businesses. So if you have a background in that, Texas could be a great place for you to move to. Now, the second thing for Texas is that there are so many colleges and universities. I'm going to list just a few because there are way too many for me to list all of them. So you have Rice, which is in Houston. Then you have UT in Austin, along with all the other areas that UT has campuses. Like you've got UTSA, you have UT in Denton. So you just have a ton of different UT outlets that you could go to if you don't want to attend the Austin one. Okay, so I had to come back and add this in because I realized I only listed one college, and I want y'all to have at least a good idea of a few more of the colleges that are in Texas. We also have Southern Methodist University, which is SMU, and that one's located in Dallas. We have Texas A&M, which is in College Station, Giga Maggies. We have Baylor, which is in Waco, and I know if y'all have ever watched any HGTV, you know that Chip and Joanna Gaines went to Baylor, and so that's a big school here in Texas. We also have Texas Christian University, which is TCU, and that one's located in Fort Worth. And then we have Texas Tech, that one's located in Lubbock. And then this one is near and dear to my heart because it's where I went to college. It's Southwest Texas State University. We called it SWTSU. They have since changed the name to Texas State, but it will always be SWT to me, and that one's in San Marcos. And so that was just a handful of the colleges and universities that are in Texas. There are multiple ones here. So I'm sure if y'all are wanting to attend college that you can find one in Texas that's going to be good for you. And number 3 is that you don't have any state income tax in Texas. That has enticed a lot of businesses to move here from other states because they don't want to have to pay that state income tax. There's people coming from all over, people coming from California and just all kinds of other states to move here specifically because of that. So you also have a lot of homeowners as well that don't want to pay that state income tax. So they're picking up roots from wherever they live now and they're moving into Texas. Number 4 is affordable housing. Now, I know that the prices of homes are rising in Texas, but it is still so much cheaper than so many other states. You have a lot of people moving here in states that they just cannot afford the home pricing anymore, so they're coming to Texas where it's a little bit more affordable for them. There's also a lot of new builds in Texas because there's still a lot of land here that can be developed. So you see a lot of new builds. So if that's something you're interested in, you can basically design your own home if that's something that you'd like to do. And there's so many different scenic views in Texas that if you're trying to decide, North Texas is very different from South Texas, which is very different from Central Texas. So check out those areas just so you can decide which area is going to be the best fit for you. Number 5, you've got sports. Texas is huge for sports, as I'm sure y'all all know. High school football is huge here, and so is college football. So you have a lot of professional teams and also a lot of college teams too. There's so many professional sports in Texas. You've got Dallas Cowboys, I'm sure y'all have all heard of them. You've got the Texas Rangers. You've got the San Antonio Spurs, my favorite. You have Texas, you have Dallas Mavericks that play here in Dallas. You also have the Houston Astros. and many more that I just can't list them all. And not to mention, as I said before, all the colleges that have sports. So all the colleges and universities, it's a big pull for people who are into sports to move to Texas. Number 6, you've got the weather. Texas is an ideal place for a lot of people to move to because of the weather. It's sunny and warm a lot of the time. In the summer, you're going to get a little bit of hot days. You're going to have sunny weather though, so you can go outside and just do a lot of outdoor activities almost year round. Typically, you have mild weather in the winter, but you can get, especially in North Texas, you can get snow, you can get ice. It doesn't typically last a long time, but you can definitely get it. You also get lots of thunderstorms here, which I love. I love to sit outside and just watch it when it's raining and lightning and thunder, or if I'm inside, I run to the window so that I can watch it. I've done that since I was little and I still do it. And because Texas is so huge, as y'all know, you can drive all day and still be in Texas. Because of that, the weather varies from area to area. So like I was telling y'all before, North Texas weather is very different from Central Texas weather, which is very different from South Texas weather. Number 7, you just have such natural beauty in Texas, such gorgeous sunrises and sunsets. And I think they're so beautiful because there's just nothing to obstruct their view. So when you're watching the sunrises and sunsets, the sky just has so many different beautiful colors, and it really is awesome to look at. You've got hill country, which has rolling hills. They've got quaint small towns there, and also a lot of lakes in hill country. Now in the Gulf in South Texas, you have beautiful beaches. You've got Padre Island, you've got Aransas Pass. So there's just a lot of different beaches down there, and they really are gorgeous, and the water is warm, which makes it so nice to go there and visit. And then you have the beauty of just the flowers and the landscaping. Bluebonnets are gorgeous when they're blooming in the spring, and they're everywhere, especially towards hill country. You're going to see that a lot. When I was out of state for a few years, I had my friends, they were always sending me pictures because I love the bluebonnets. I just think that they're so gorgeous. And so they would send me pictures so that I could see them. And then you also have natural hot springs in Texas. So those are a lot of things that may appeal to people who are thinking about moving to Texas. Hey, if y'all are finding value in my videos, could you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and also hit the like so that you'll get notified every single time I post new videos, and I post them every week. Now let's get back to what you want to move to Texas for. Number 8 is the food. You have so many different varieties of food in Texas. You have Tex-Mex, which I personally love, and it's different than if you're going to another state. If you're going to, California or New Mexico or somewhere like that, you're going to get very different Mexican food there than you do in Texas. Texas is definitely Tex-Mex. You also have really good barbecue here. The fajitas are wonderful, and the brisket is so good, so yummy. You have so many different options to choose from for barbecue in Texas. And then you have chili. And you also have the question that everybody asks, does chili have beans in it, or is chili with no beans? I personally put beans in my chili, but a lot of people don't. So you've got that option. You can go whichever way you want. And then you just have good old Southern cooking. You've got grits, not necessarily so much fried food anymore, because I think a lot of people have gotten away from that, but you just have some good Southern home cooking. Okay, number 9, you've got the growing real estate market. As I told y'all, Texas is growing so quickly, and so there is so much building going on. So it's a great time for buyers who are trying to get into Texas, and it's also a great time for sellers who are just trying to maybe move up, size up, or maybe they're sizing down. It's just a great market for right now. Also a good market for investors. So if you're thinking about maybe you want to buy a house here, you're going to live in it, and maybe you want to buy a second home as a rental, you've got a lot of opportunities in Texas. And even though the prices have risen the past several years, it is still cheaper than a lot of states. So that's a great attraction for Texas. People still move here because the housing is still much more affordable than other states. And number 10 is outdoor recreation. There are so many things you can do outside because the weather is pretty nice most of the time. So you have tons of lakes in Texas. So whether you want to go boating or fishing or skiing, or you just want to swim in the lakes, you have so many lakes that you can choose from to do that. And then in South Texas, you've got the great beaches, beautiful sand, and the warm water from the Gulf. So that is a big pull for people who are moving to Texas. There's a lot of areas and trails here that you can go hiking on and national parks. So a lot of people who like to do hiking, they'll come here so that they can get some hiking in. There's just a lot of places for you to go camping and hunting and fishing. So whatever outdoor activity you enjoy, you're probably going to be able to find it somewhere in Texas. And number 11 is, in Texas, there is just a strong sense of community. You have really super friendly people here who will say hi to you and wave to you, even if they don't know you. They may be walking down the street and they wave and say hi. So it's definitely a very friendly atmosphere in Texas. A little easier to make friends here. And like I said before, everyone talks to everyone. So it's so nice when you're walking around and you can just have a conversation with somebody. You don't even know them, but then maybe you've made a new friend because you struck up a conversation with them. And then people who live in Texas really love Texas. So we promote it as much as we can. I love Texas and I've loved it my entire life. Hopefully, if you're going to move here, you're going to love it too. So in this video, we talked about if you're thinking about moving or relocating to Texas, I gave y'all 11 things that will give you a little bit better idea if Texas is going to be a good fit for you. We talked about job opportunities, and there are really multiple job opportunities in Texas for people in different various fields. Then we talked about the colleges and universities. There are so many. Easy to choose from because there are so many. You will definitely find one that you want to attend. The next thing is there's no state income tax. So a lot of businesses and people are moving here so that they don't have the income tax, the state income tax. The next thing was affordable housing. Texas is still much more affordable than many other states. So a lot of people are moving here because of that. The next thing was sports. Y'all know there are so many professional and college sports here that no matter what sport you enjoy, you're probably going to find a team that's going to be your team. The next thing was the weather. Sunny and warm a lot of the times. Winters can be a little mild. You might get some snow, you might get some ice, but typically you're going to be sunny and warm and enjoy the weather and be able to enjoy all outdoor activities. The next thing was Texas just has so much natural beauty. You have the rolling hills, you have lakes, you have the beautiful sunrises and sunsets, and then you have the gorgeous bluebonnets to look at in the spring. The next thing was food. Such good food in Texas. You can get Tex-Mex, you can get chili, you can get some fajitas, anything. It's good Southern cooking. Next was its growing real estate market. So it's a great time for buyers and also investors who are trying to get into Texas. Then we talked about outdoor activities. Pretty much no matter what you like as your outdoor activity, you're probably going to be able to find some place in Texas where you can enjoy it. Whether it's at the lake, whether you're camping, whether you're fishing, whether you're hiking, you'll find some place in Texas to do it. And the last thing was Texas just really has a strong sense of community. Texas is a very friendly state, and people who live here love Texas. Hopefully you will too. Thanks so much for watching my video, and don't forget, if you haven't already done so, can you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button for me? And I'll see you next time on my next video.